guys, so take your egg yolks, mix in with your 4.65 ounces of vegetable oil, and stir to just combine. Now you're going to measure out your cold water. How do you ensure it stays cold no matter what the temperature is? That you just put water in a cup. Make sure you put aside more than you need and then put ice cubes in it. And then you just measure it, and there you go. It stays cold until you put it in the mixture. And then you're also going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now you're going to sift together your dry ingredients. So you've got 14 ounces of cake flour substitute. Put in 15.2 grams of baking powder, 4.5 ounces of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Turn your mixer on stir and gradually add in the flour mixture. Don't go too fast, because if you do, you will wind up getting a puff of the flour mixture in your face, and nobody wants that. Scrape down your bowl in between each. I wound up taking the whisk attachment off, and then I realized I had to put it on medium speed for a few more minutes to aerate the egg. This helps the cake be light and fluffy. Once that's done, you will take your egg mixture and put it in a separate bowl. How you know it's been aerated enough is that, like, when you first put the mixture in, it's like a goldish yellow. When you take the mixture out, it's like a pale gold yellow. Now you're going to mix your meringues. You're going to take the 8 egg whites from the eggs earlier. You separated them prior to this. I should have said that first. And then you're going to take 9.5 ounces of sugar and mix that in after your egg whites have become foamy. Now at this point you're going to let it whisk on high speed for a while, about 5 to 10 minutes depending on what high speed you choose. I chose one speed setting below the highest. What you're going to do is you're going to keep whisking it until your mixture forms a stiff peak. while I was waiting for the meringue to be whipped up, I grabbed my cupcake tray and filled it with liners, and then I also grabbed any other supplies I needed to seamlessly get through putting the batter in the pan. Check near the end repeatedly to ensure that you're not over whipping it, because over whipping it will either break the mixture or cause the sugar to crystallize. Neither are good for your meringue. Okay, how you know it's a stiff peak is when you can hold something and it literally doesn't bend over. You can shake it a little bit and it just stays in a proper form without barely to no movement at all, and that's how you know you've done it, got it to the right peak. Now you're going to gently stir in the meringue mixture. I have the video on two speed to help this go quicker, or else it's going to be like an hour-long video. But make sure you gently stir it in, because you don't want to lose those air bubbles that you just whipped all into the meringue. And also put it in a bigger bowl, because I put it in like a medium-sized bowl, and as you'll see in the video, I kind of was like super careful so I didn't get it all over the and your cake batter, or cupcake batter in this case, is done. Just washing my hands off of the batter so that way I can scoop properly. So now, as usual, you're going to take 2 to 2.5 scoops of the batter into your cupcake liners. For those who didn't see my muffin video, I do this because I don't want it to overfill. So how you stop it from overfilling is you put it just like a few centimeters shy of the top. And by overfill, I mean like if you put it all the way put the batter all the way to the top of the liner, and when it comes out the oven it's like spewed over to the sides. That's how you avoid that. Just make sure you leave a little bit of space from the top of the liner, and you're good. I wound up making about 3 dozen cupcakes because the batter the batter amount that I used was quite a lot. It's a good amount of batter if you're doing like a 2 or 3 layer cake that you want to give to somebody, but for cupcakes it's a lot. I got the recipe from my college textbook from my pastry production class, and I quartered the recipe. For those of you who doesn't know what that means I took the recipe and divided it by 4. If you went to college with me, you'll know what book I'm talking about. But I did quarter it, and I wound up making 3 dozen, and that was actually pretty good. So the batter came out just as I expected it. Okay, now that we're on the last liner, as always, you're just going to make sure your area is clean, so the 2.5, and then you're going to, as soon as I put my scoop down, lightly tap it on the table to ensure air bubbles, well, the extra air bubbles you don't want are out of there and it's smooth. I set a timer for 25 minutes, and there you go, just let it bake away. Now that the cupcakes are done, this is the tail end of the batch. So just stick a toothpick in, and if the toothpick comes off dry with no batter on it, the cupcakes are done. Hey guys, let's see how this cupcake turned out. Now after I made the frosting, I did have to add like a whole bunch more powdered sugar because it was way too liquidy. But this batch definitely came out good. Half the cupcakes though, I used my roommate's pan, and it kind of made the tops like all crunchy, but then my non-stick like made it perfectly fine, so I don't know why. But let's see how it tastes. It's good. Frosting's a bit sweet. I did the chiffon style for the cake, so it's pretty light and airy. I was worried about the cake substitute, because it was a substitute and not the real thing. And in the baking world, like, good to have the real thing. But yeah, it came out good. I'll definitely be making this in future days. See you next time.